Hey y'all. Excuse me. Welcome back to yet another direct action gaming session. My name is Sean, and today we are going to be continuing our Capital Wasteland adventure as the Wastelander Lady. That's her name. She doesn't have a name. She's just the Wastelander, and she's also a lady. Moving on. So that's what we're doing today. Before we do that, though, I just want to talk a little bit about ways to support the channel. If you are new here, I do have a Ko-fi page. There is a link for that in the description. If you would like to donate because you are feeling generous and you like what I do here, you can do so there. So keep that in mind. I am also on Blue Sky, so if you want to see what I'm working on, you can head on over and check out my Blue Sky. That's a thing you can do. As always, much like what every YouTuber says all the time, but it is still true, freest and easiest ways to support us is to like the video you're watching and or comment and give me some feedback. You can also subscribe to the channel. All these things would be great if you would like to do them. So on with the show, though. All that jazz is out of the way, so we're gonna start a timer and get right back into it. 30 minutes. Here we go. All right. So, picking up where we left off. That's Harry. Everything's fine, Harry. Relax. I'm playing the game, Harry. Just chill out. All right. So, what we said we were going to do last time is try and finish off this map exploration type stuff. We are primed to do that in this mountainous region here to the south of Megaton. So first thing we're going to do is reveal this map tile here. That's our first action on this turn. And we have the Robco factory. Okay. So that means we're finally going to have a robot on the map. And that robot is Mr. Gutsy. Okay. Alright, so there is that. Our next action will be yet another explore. We're going to do more exploring. So what is under this tile? It is the Super Mutant Camp. Okay. Still haven't found 109 yet, but I know, much like with Vault 84, it has got to be one of these two tiles. One of these tiles is probably the Glowing Sea and or Nothing But Rads, and the other one has got to be Vault 109. So Vault 109 is not going to be easy to get to. We got a whole bunch of rads we'd have to waltz through to potentially get to 109. Alright, but after having revealed the Super Mutant Camp, we do need to put another mutant on the map, and that's going to be a Super Mutant Brute at the Super Mutant Camp. Okay. So that's what we've done for this turn. Let's draw another agenda card as we do and see what activates. We get Star and Mutant. So since we are allied to the Brotherhood, the Paladin does not move, but any mutants on the map will. And that means we are going to get attacked right off the bat by a Super Mutant Brute. So that's fun. The Super Mutant Overlord is also going to wander back this way towards us. And that is all that happens. So we do need to resolve a fight here with the Super Mutant Brute. Let's see how this works. Now we did get that jet. Right. And before we do anything else, I remember now we have that stim pack, and it just says during your turn you may discard this card to recover all your HP. So we're going to do that. We're going to discard the stim pack and go all the way back to full HP. We did that. All right. So we also have the jet. That's another thing we can do. Protectron would not be all that useful, I don't think. We don't have any enemies in adjacent spaces, so he could increase our armor, but anyway, let's keep going with this. What happens with this fight? We need torsos. We need a torso to gain a hit. We can get a loot if maybe we take the Super Mutant Brute down. See what happens. We get one torso. Okay. So that's one hit with 2 damage on that. And since we're going up against a level 3 enemy, that is, well, that's 6 damage. That's 6 damage all by itself. We do get 2 rerolls. We do have this jet that we could potentially use. We do have well rested. I kind of think what I want to do here is just re-roll, as odd as it may sound, just this one. The one that actually gave us a hit. Because if we just leave this as is, we do just take 6 damage without doing anything to the brute. But if we can... Well, let's do our first re-roll and see if we can get something else here. No, we got the same thing. We got the same thing. All right. Damn it. All right. Agility reroll number 2. Okay. Now we get no hits and no damage. So it's a draw. We don't take out the brute. We don't get any loot, but we also don't take 6 damage for basically nothing. So that's fine. I could use 3 XP and another loot card, but I also don't want to get completely destroyed and whatnot. But yeah, so there's that, and now we have another turn. I think what we want to do here... Let's see... I want to figure out how we can... Alright, if we move to the Super Mutant camp and we move to the space below it, we do take 1 rad, bumping us up to 3 rads. But we're also in a position to reveal the final 2 tiles. So... So we could do a move and explore. Let's do that. That's what we'll do this turn. We'll do a move. 1, 2. Yes, we take 1 rad. But there is a rad away in the shop that we can buy to heal this. So that does exist. What else are we going to do here? Also the Explorer, so we reveal this. That is Vault 109. And with only 1 space still left unexplored, we do get 1 bonus influence now. So we are back up to 5 influence. And it will just kind of stay there. We will get 1 additional influence for exploring that other tile, bringing us up to 6. Which will then mean we just need to figure out a way to get 5. And I'm thinking that's going to require we do more side quests to get more potentially agenda cards. That is mad science, so we would either want to go back to a settlement and kill the lady, or we try to kill a Deathclaw, basically. Either a Deathclaw or the glowing one. Either or. We just need to kill a monster. And actually, we have also revealed another monster down here below Vault 109, and that is yet another Deathclaw right below Vault 109. Okay. And that is our turn. And we need to draw another agenda card to see what activates. It is humanoid and creature, so let's see here. The Stingwing moves closer to us. That is one creature. Let's see. Yeah, we've got 3 creatures in one space up here. So I guess they all move into Hoffman Farm, basically. Hoffman Farm is very busy now with like 4 enemies on it. Let's just stack them all up and just put them right there. Okay. And this mole rat moves forward 1 space as well. And that is the creatures. Also humanoids, though. So let's see. That's the Raider Psycho will move down into this space. The Bounty Hunter moves into those mountains there. The Looter would move into the same space as the Deathclaw. Raider Scum moves into Megaton. And yeah, that's what happens there. All right, cool. So, and that was the Managing It card. I would love to get that card. We could get 2 bonus influence easy with that. 3 or more drug items plus 1, and also plus 1 if we are just well rested. That, I mean, it doesn't even say like you have to be not addicted. Just have 3 or more drug items. We already got 2, Day Tripper and Jet. So anyway, we do not have that though. Let's see. Let's start this turn off with, of course, the exploration here. And we know this is the Glowing Sea. We know that. But wanted to do this just so that, yeah, we can get 1 additional influence, bringing us up to 6 now for having all the map tiles revealed. Okay, so that was 1 action. We can do a move that would take us to Vault 109 if we manage to pass that test at Vault 109, we bump up the Brotherhood agenda, which means we'll get a bonus influence point for that, bringing us up to 7. We get some more XP, and we get a bunch of new stuff staged and added and whatnot. So let's go for that. So we're going to move, and then we're going to do that quest action next turn. All right. 1, 2, and this does mean we are taking an additional rad for moving on to the 109 space. All right, so we need to draw another agenda card to see what occurs. We have Shield and Mutant. All right, so the mutants are going to move, and this Enclave soldier is going to move closer to us as well, because we're no longer allied to the Enclave. We move the Overlord and the Brute down one space each. Cool. So that was that. Now that it's another turn, it's time for this quest action at Vault 109. So we're going to do a test. That's PIL 5. So we do need 5 points, but since I is in there, we do get 1 bonus point. So we really only need to get 4, and we do get a grand total of 4 rerolls, actually, because we have Perception, we have Intelligence, we have Luck, and we have Well Rested. So let's try to get 4 points here, and then we can pass this test. So we start off pretty strong here with 3 points already. That's great, because that means all we need to do is get 1 more point in a grand total of 4 rerolls, potentially. So I think we can probably do that. So we're going to do our first reroll, which is Perception. Do we get 1 point? Yes, we do. We get 1 point. And that's 4 points. And thanks to our lab coat, we have now passed this test. So, with what the Fox, it says locate the next vault Fox wants to research, which is Vault 109. Cool. So we did that. And we advanced the Brotherhood agenda by 1. Giving us 1 bonus influence. And we get 3 XP. That is going to level us up. And we stage a bunch of things. So let's do the level up thing first, right? We'll go back to the beginning of the track and then move forward P and then C. 2 additional spaces. Okay. So now we get to grab 2 more chips here and see what they say. We have an A and an S. All right. So I can either gain strength or take an agility perk. And I think I would like to gain strength. So we now have strength as well. And let's see, we're staging 52, 94, and we are adding 53. So where is 52 and 53? 52, the sleeping giant. And 53 is an encounter. Okay. And we now know how this works. Stage 52, we add 53. This is a Wasteland encounter, so we take the top card from the Wasteland deck. Gonna shuffle them around so I don't know which one is which. Boom. All right, so that might happen at a Wasteland location. That thing. Okay. And we also need, let's see here, stage 52 and 94. Where is 94? 94 is the Children of Adam. Okay. All right, and now we trash What the Fox. We get rid of that. We have the Children of Adam, and we also have the Sleeping Giant. Okay. So, if we can do an encounter at the Robco factory until we locate the prototype, we can then advance the Brotherhood agenda. So we need to backtrack to the Robco factory to do that. Children of the Atom is another thing, is another way we could gain another agenda card. I kind of think we need to try to get more agenda cards before we try to advance the Brotherhood. I mean, advancing the Brotherhood right now would be great because we would get 2 bonus points since they'd be 2 spaces ahead of the Enclave. But we also have these 2 useless security cards that do not give us any bonus points. Quickest way to gain an agenda card would be to just do a move to the Deathclaw and try to kill it. We could do that. We might be able to kill the damn thing. I don't know. Well, and it would just be 1 action, really. If I would use my second action to move down here to the Deathclaw. Deathclaws are aggressive, so a fight would just happen, and that would not require an action. If I beat the Deathclaw, that's killing any monster. That means we get an agenda card and 5 caps. So let's go for it. Let's try it out. We're going to move to where the Deathclaw is. We won't take any additional rad damage by doing that. Okay. And we're going to start this fight. Okay, so we need arms. We need 3 arms hits, and that's what we need to kill the damn thing. I'll try to take down a Deathclaw with a combat knife. Here we go. Alright, so we do get 2 agility rerolls, and we still have well rested, so that is potentially 3 rerolls, and we can also exhaust Jet to change 1 die result to a different face. And I think we're almost certainly going to be using that. Let's take advantage of that. So we're going to do our first roll. And right off the bat, we do get 1 arms. So that's 1 hit. So what we can do is exhaust Jet. And without re-rolling anything, we can just... And we don't have to take another endurance test because we're already addicted. We just can't unexhaust this unless we pay for it. But we can change this to... Is there an arms hit where we don't take damage? I wonder... There doesn't seem to be. Not on this one, at least, anyway. Can we find an arms hit where we don't take damage? I don't think we can, no. Well, we're going to get another hit without having to do any other rerolls. So we already have our 2 hits. Now, that would mean we're going to take 2 times 3 is 6 damage from this. We may also have to... We may also need to... Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to say before the fight we exhausted Protectron. And that means we're going to lose him by doing this, but we are going to gain 2 armor. So we have 3 armor. We can absorb half of this damage. That's down to just 3 damage points so far. So what we need to do now is with another reroll, we need to try and get an arms hit. And we did. But 4 times 3 is 12. 12 minus 3 is 9. We would take 9 points of damage here. Wow. Okay. Yes, we would. That is a lot of damage. But we would kill the Deathclaw, we would get some loot, and we would also get an agenda card and some caps. So maybe it's gonna be worth it. Let's see. So, 9 points of damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh gosh, we're almost dead. We're almost dead. But we did take out the Deathclaw. So this guy is gone. That means we replace him with an inactive monster token. And we also get 3 XP for taking out the Deathclaw. Just for taking out the Deathclaw. We also get to draw from the loot deck for taking out the Deathclaw. We get another junk item. With 2 junk items, we may discard them to gain 1 card of our choice from the discard pile, basically. Ooh, that means we could just get that stim pack back. Oh my goodness, we're totally doing that. Okay, so we're doing that. And on top of that, we get an agenda card and 5 caps additionally for killing the monster. Okay, so first of all, we're going to get rid of the junk. We're discarding it, and we're switching it out for the stim pack. And then I guess we're discarding it again so that we can get full HP. Whew. Okay, so thankfully we were able to fashion another stim pack out of some junk. That's pretty cool. We're back to full HP again. And we get 5 additional caps. Boom. And we get another agenda card. So we're drawing an agenda card from the top of the deck here. It is Freedom. Cool. So we're going to get rid of security. And I think... yeah, we have to put security in the discard pile. That's what we have to do. Okay, so now that we have 2 freedoms, we're getting 2 additional bonus points for each space that the Brotherhood is ahead of the Enclave. That is cool. Things are starting to look up. So we have 6, 7, 8 influence now, as is. If we can advance the Brotherhood again, well, we'd be almost winning. We'd be at 10. Okay, so that is kind of cool. So, that was definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Now, in addition, we need to stage 125 and get rid of Mad Science. So we're finding 125. That is disorganized crime. Okay. Getting rid of that. Boom. Okay. Might as well read this. It says, emboldened by recent events, crime has begun to grow rapidly. Okay, because I killed a Deathclaw? Well, I did kill a Deathclaw, but I think it said you killed it so that you could sell it on the black market or something. Crime has begun to grow rapidly, fueled by a drug trade along secret routes. The shadowy organization is becoming powerful quickly. So we have 2 options for this one. We can kill a Protectron or go to the Raider camp and spend 6 caps. I guess we gotta kill a Protectron. Because if we go to the Raider camp and give them some money, we're going to become vilified. Alright. Killing a Protectron is not going to be easy, though. There just don't seem to be that many robots on this map. There's only one robot enemy that generates at the Robco factory, and we'd have to kill Mr. Gutsy to get another inactive robot there, I guess. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. For now, though, turn is over, so we're going to draw another agenda card and see what activates. And it is humanoid, so let's see. That would mean this Raider Psycho is going to move into the same space as the Overlord and the Stingwing. The Looter is going to do the same thing. So the Looter is going to be on top of the Raider Psycho. And we've got a Raider Scum that's going to move down in these hills. We have a Bounty Hunter that's going to move onto the Super Duper Mart. And that's pretty much it for now. Okay, cool. So, next turn, we've got one agenda card left. One more turn until the Enclave is just going to advance and become tied with the Brotherhood, and that's going to erase our 2 bonus points. So what we might want to do is make our way over to the Robco factory and try to do... Well, that's the timer. That is the timer. So we don't have time to do anything else, really. But I don't know. I mean, we can either do... Let's see. Children of the Atom. I might as well read this. I haven't read this yet. Children of the Atom says, a missionary stands in the street preaching a new religion called the Children of Atom. Many followers gather at Hoffman Farm, inviting all to embrace Atom's glow. So we can go to Hoffman Farm and discard a companion, bring a new recruit for their favor. We could just toss out our Protectron, who is going to go away as soon as he unexhausts anyway. We could do that. That's bring a new recruit for their favor. Or the word of Adam calls to you, embrace the glow. Oh my gosh. Why would I do that? You can just go to an irradiated space, do an endurance test, and if you pass, you get an agenda card, but you also suffer 2 radiation damage. But you also stage the 96 card, whatever the hell that is. Alright, well, Hoffman Farm is way up here. So we could ditch the Protectron up there. Robco Factory is closer, so we are definitely, almost certainly, going to be making our way to the Robco Factory. Yep, that's what we're going to do. All right, y'all. So that was another session of Fallout the Board Game. I will see y'all later. Take care of each other. Take it easy. If you made it all the way to the end, thank you kindly. Thank you for your patience. I hope you enjoyed it. And see y'all in the next thing.